Hey pageant fans, welcome back to another episode of T-Stance on Pageantry. I'm your host Teresa, and for this episode, I'm super excited because for the first time ever, I'm going to be sharing with you my contestant wish list for Miss Universe Cayman Islands. Now, as of the time of recording of this episode, the Miss Universe Cayman Islands committee is seeking contestants for their 2025 competition. So I'm hoping that some of the ladies in this video will see it and be inspired to compete, or should I say recompete. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm going to rewind things all the way back to 2018, and we're going to talk about the first runner-up, who was contestant number 5, Josani Schneider. Now, to the best of my knowledge, I have never seen Josani compete in a pageant, but I was very impressed with her. I mean, she was educated, she was articulate, very well spoken, beautiful, and so she was definitely up there in my top 3. I think something that could have made a big difference for her is some versatility in her styling. I think we got a lot of feminine, a lot of chic, a lot of very beautiful looks from her, but I would have loved to see like some sexy, edgy fierceness from her, because I think that really aligns with the Miss Universe brand. Now, speaking of sexy, edgy, fierce, the reason why I'm saying this girl needs to recompete is because last year I saw Josani with a pixie cut, and like this side was like shaved down. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is the look. I'm like, girls, you enter Miss Universe Cayman Islands with this look, you will win. Listen, y'all, do not underestimate the look, okay? Because the look is very important. It can have a big impact on how you compete, how you perform, whether it be on stage or off stage, because you know what they say, when you look good, you feel good. The next person I want to talk about is also from the class of 2018, and that is contestant number 1, Kylan Jackson. I thought that she was absolutely gorgeous. I think the reason why she was unplaced in the competition is because, one, she was 19 years old when she was competing, so she was very young, and I think she just did not have as much life experience, and also just even a basic knowledge of pageantry and how to compete. I don't think she actually had a coach or anything, but let me tell you, I feel like if this girl had a coach, she could definitely place in this competition. And just for the mere fact that she was only 19, I just want to see her recompete, because I feel like being a little older now, and maybe even with some pageant coaching, she could really do really well. Now, the third person I want to talk about is also from the class of 2018. Listen, y'all, the class of 2018 was very competitive. They had it going on, and I definitely want to highlight this person. She is contestant number 4, Natisha Foster. I thought Natisha Foster was gorgeous in the competition. I felt like on stage, she really had a good command of the stage. She had good poses. And I think that's because she had a little bit of experience in modeling. And I do know that when you're coming from that modeling background, it can be a bit of an uphill battle to transition to being a pageant girl, because, you know, typically models are used to being seen and not heard. And with pageant girls, you kind of have to be both seen and heard. So it is a bit of a transition to get there. Now, she was unplaced in the Miss Universe Cayman Islands competition, but then immediately after competing in that pageant, she jumped over to the Miss World Cayman Islands pageant, and that's actually where I met Natisha Foster, because this was the inaugural Miss World Cayman Islands competition back in 2018, and she competed for that, and she got first runner up. Now, since competing in pageants, she hasn't competed in it anymore. Like, she hasn't gone back to Miss Universe, but since then she's continued to model and things like that, and appeared in commercials and things like that. And I think she has grown exponentially. Like, her skill for the camera, chef's kiss. And that is something that I personally feel would really take Cayman in a different direction, because I feel like she is one of those girls that has a lot of experience in front of the camera and knows how to pose. She knows her angles, and she just, her beauty just leaps off the camera. So I think that she's someone that we could definitely see being a Miss Universe Cayman Islands and taking us to that next level. Now I want to jump forward to Miss Universe Cayman Islands 2021, and I want to talk about this particular young lady, and her name is Aaliyah Harrison. Now, I first became aware of Aaliyah when she competed in 2018 at the Miss Teen Cayman Islands pageant. I thought she was absolutely adorable, beautiful, beautiful girl. And I could not wait to see her enter Miss Universe. I just knew she was going to enter. So when she entered, I was excited because I was like, yes, girl, this girl is so beautiful. So when I saw her in the competition, I was excited. And she did end up placing second runner up. And I just remember watching her on stage and not being able to take my eyes off of her because she was just so stunning on stage. Like, and the way she would walk, and she just had you captivated. And I love that for her. And I think that, she was only 19, so I definitely think she has so much more to give us. And I would love to see her recompete. And, she could probably take that crown with a little extra training. She could really do that. Also from the class of 2021, I want to talk about the first runner-up, Kimberly Carlos. Now, I have known of Kimberly for a really long time, and I always knew that she was very outspoken, very articulate, very smart, and very warm and welcoming. And when I saw her enter the Miss Universe Cayman Islands pageant, I was actually pleasantly surprised because I had never pictured her as a pageant girl. But when she entered, I was like, oh, I could really see her doing this. Like, she has the personality for it. And I remember I was at an event where the contestants were at, and I hadn't seen her in years. And we got to talking, and she was just the same warm, welcoming person, very sweet and very nice. So I felt very confident in placing her in my top 3 from then. And that was very early on in the competition. And watching her on stage, I thought she was gorgeous. Her face and her smile, radiant, just a radiant beauty. Now, she did place first runner up, and I think where she may have lost a few points is during the swimsuit and evening gown competitions. The swimsuit competition, just because I don't think she was as physically fit as some of the other girls on the stage. And in the evening gown competition, I think her evening gown selection didn't do much to further enhance her. I think her dress was a bit dark for her and dark for the stage, really. So I would love to see her recompete because honestly, when it comes to interview, when it comes to onstage questions, she got it down pat. Like, the girl can talk. So that's her strength. And I think that she's photogenic. I think that she just needs a little bit more training, and she could really win the Miss Universe Cayman Islands title. So I would love her to see her recompete. I don't know where she's at, but girl, if you out there watching this, you should consider recompeting. Now let's take a look at the 2023 Miss Universe Cayman Islands competition. And I want to talk about the first runner-up, Sidoni Barrett. You guys have heard me talk about Sidoni before, so I'm not going to go too deep into it, but she's stunning, she's educated, she's well-spoken. I just think that she is coming from more of that quieter background. She's more reserved, so I think she needs to be a bit more exuberant with her personality. But honestly, I do think that she could be a great Miss Universe Cayman Islands for us. I think she's gorgeous and she's photogenic, and I would just love to see her back on that stage. Sidoni also competed in Miss World Cayman Islands, and she got first runner up in that pageant, and it was interesting to watch her go from that to Miss Universe. I do wish that something that she had did differently was to actually train before she went in Miss Universe, because I think after going in Miss World, she sort of disappeared for a little while, and then she came out and went in Miss Universe, and I think that kind of hurt her in terms of momentum, because she wasn't really doing much of any training for Miss Universe. It sort of just came out of the blue that she entered. Also in the class of 2023 is contestant number 1, Millie Almager. She is 19 years old, and I have never seen her before that pageant, but I thought she was gorgeous. Like, she just looked the part. She looked like a Miss Universe to me. Every time I saw her, I was like in awe of her. And the fact that she was only 19 years old, I'm like, girl, you is given at 19. Come on now. Now, she was unplaced in that competition, and I think maybe where she could have improve and get more points is in her public speaking and her ability to answer an onstage question, as well as her runway skills. I think her runway skills could be worked on, and I feel like with training, obviously, like, I just think that she would, level up to and be someone that could really be a threat to that title. Like, I think she could do that. After competing, she did get the opportunity to go to another, an international pageant where she placed in the top 10. So I would love to see how she uses that experience on placing in the top 10 and being in another pageant, and, coupling that with extra training. I would love to see her back on that Miss Universe stage competing because, girl, you was only 19. You was only 19. And this is one of the problems we have with girls not competing again, and they're only 19. You have so much more to give. Now let's take a look at the class of 2024. And I want to talk about Aaron Broderick. Let me tell you, Aaron Broderick has a Miss Universe face. Like, I'm not even kidding. The girl is gorgeous, just absolutely gorgeous. Like, I can't even with her face. Like, her smile is beautiful. She looked like a dream on stage. I just wish that we got more from her. I think that was always my thing with her when I saw her on stages. I want more. I want more. I want more sexiness. I want more fierceness. I want more edginess. Like, I want more from her. And I think she has more to give us. So I want to see her recompete. I also want to talk about Janae Rhonda Ramran, who also competed in the 2024 competition. I know that she was unplaced, but I think she is so gorgeous. Another one with a beautiful smile, a humble personality. She's well-spoken. She's very, articulate. She's educated. She's accomplished. She has all the things going for her. I just think that she's coming from a background where she's not really a pageant girl, so it's taking her a minute to acclimate to that world. But I think if she were to give it another shot, we could really see her up there in that top 3. Like, she is someone that has so much potential. So I would want to see her compete. Now I want to talk a little bit about some of the women I would love to see compete for the first time. The first person I want to talk about is someone near and dear to my heart, and that is Leanne Rich. Leanne Rich was Miss Teen Cayman Islands 2010, and she was the first contestant that I ever trained for a pageant. And let me tell you, Leanne was very soft-spoken, very to herself, very reserved, the shyest person I'd ever met. And just to watch her go through the training and blossom with every practice was amazing. She's someone that really acclimated very quickly and very naturally to the pageant world, and I feel like it would be the same. I know she hasn't entered a pageant since 2010, but I feel with like some training, she just has a lot of natural ability, like the charisma on stage that you can't teach. She has that, and I would love to see her compete for Miss Universe Cayman Islands because I feel like she would be one of those standout queens. This next young lady I don't know very well, but I've seen her on social media, and her name is Anya De La Pena. She is absolutely gorgeous. She has a unique look. I'm not sure like what her ethnicity is, but she has a really unique look to me, and I think she would be a standout beauty in Miss Universe Cayman Islands, and I just want to see her compete. I don't know how old she is. I think she might be away at school, so maybe when she comes back, we will see her enter, but yeah, that would be like awesome to see her enter because she's definitely a standout. Now, last but certainly not least, I want to talk about this young lady. I don't know her, and I hear she lives in the UK. I know that she models, so she would probably be giving us more than what she'd get out of being Miss Universe Cayman Islands, but I just would love to see her compete because if she won, I feel like, again, a young lady that would, take Cayman in a different direction when it comes to pageantry, elevate us a little bit more, get us one step closer in the right direction. And that is Paris Phillips. Paris, I don't know you, girl, but I see you on social media and I think you're stunning. You're very photogenic. You know your angles, you know how to pose. And I feel like, again, that is just something that we have not truly mastered here. And I would love for us to have queens that are well-versed in modeling in front of a camera, so they know what they're doing and know how to handle themselves, and they're not like ifing and butting and guessing. It's just natural. I would love to see her compete. So guys, that brings me to the end of this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed this just as much as I've enjoyed making this video. I'm super excited for Miss Universe Cayman Islands, and I cannot wait to see all of the young ladies who will be putting their hat in the ring for this year's competition. And if any of you are watching, definitely get some pageant training. And if you would like to train with me, be sure to send me an email. I will leave my email address in the description box below. And until next time, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment and share it with the pageant girl in your life. Until next time, have a great week. Bye.